You don't.
I keep it short. I just keep it short. Regarding the Tacoma Ministerial Alliance, we're in a position right now. We're looking for 2011 to bring forth a forum to have a condensed form of communication venues where we can open up some sort of a communication track for people to come in from the community to tap into. People like yourself, we could gather, contact, access, use for resources to address different social issues of interest. Pastor and Dr. Castillo were just mentioning how pastors themselves need to be educated on domestic violence, these type of issues. We need special training. I was hearing at the very beginning, there's a lot of people who want to get into different questions and answering. I can see where a forum can be addressed to a panel that can address a focused points, because this thing is big. I can see this right now. It's all over the place. And I just passed a note to you that congratulating you on what you're doing here. But we need, I think we also need to look at condensing this into chunks. I know we have a program, but I don't know if there's an agenda set for the day. Is there a program plan agenda for today?
Yeah, you're it.
Okay, so we're more or less brainstorming.
No, we're not brainstorming. We're listening to you, and the part you're talking about is how we can go about healing it, and you're presenting a plan. See, that's the thing about being it. The tagging is over. You're it.
All right.
Each one of us in this room has been tagged.
Yes.
We had our hair did to get here today.
Amen.
To compensate. We had our hair did to get here today. It's got to stop right down. No more talking about this stuff. We're suffering.
We're focusing right now in our little congregation along in my own church on self-esteem, and next week we're coming in on self-control, which is addressing these type of issues as well. And it's not only just for adults; this is also pervaded into teens.
Let me throw out a questionable thing here, because you pastors are sitting here. You know, you're all looking at the Bible and talking about the man is the head of the household. Yet the conflict comes when you say, you hear on the telephone in the background that she's been pushed out there with the pressure to do the following. So when we come to you, it's conflicted. Half of y'all can't be head of the household because racism and some conditions in the society didn't allow it. So how do we dig deeper into it to let our men know they're fine and great? The society keeps you boys for a long time, okay? It's nothing to do with anything. It keeps you boys. Then you go in and you become pastors and you become men. And all of a sudden, you're sitting out, and then you have these first lady pastors' anniversaries, and somebody stands up and pushes your head up and say, you're a big shot. One day a year, you get a chance to be a big shot. You walk and you march, and the ushers bring you down, and we sing songs and talk stuff and lie. We lie. No, I'm not talking about something that is conscious. These are unconscious things. What do we get deeper and do about this when we're saying you're head of the house? I'm crying as a woman, and there are some first ladies, y'all, that are suffering. Now, excuse me, I don't know, but we need to get deeper than this. What are we doing about this? The miserable first lady who sits on the second row in our churches and cries every Sunday, and it ain't about Jesus. No, you know what I'm saying. Doss, you know, you and I talked about this. How do we get, Doss, because I like Doss, and I'm able to, he's younger than I am, and I'm able to go to him and say, Doss, something's wrong.
Something is wrong.
Yes, something's wrong, Dr.
This is why we...
Can I say something what she was just saying? This young lady about people missing services. Because I have about 8 women in my church that is dealing with domestic violence. So we know what you're talking about, but we recognize that. And so we have a team of women that deal with it. We go to their houses, and we understand people not just missing church, just be missing church. They want to come, but their men are controlling them. And so we make sure, even the men, like I said, there's a lot of them we didn't put the men out. See, we make sure we take care. We take them in a safe environment. We don't play. I don't play it at my church. They know that. Ain't no man gonna put their hands on no woman at the church, period. And we got to move them somewhere, we would do that. It doesn't matter, because we understand it's happening. There's no need for to sit up here in line like everything is good to Tuesday. And what she's saying, Dr. Mims is saying, Reverend Mims is saying, she's telling the truth. She's telling, we might as well face the fact. It's happening. And it's not about folks needing food and people need this. These women are scared. They're scared. They can't testify. They can't come to choir. These people were faithful to the church. They messed around and got hooked up with the wrong person. And this person, I had a woman that was going to college. This man took all of her money. And so she wasn't able to finish. But like I told you, something you got to put the law. The law got to deal with him. He needs to go to jail. He needs to get. So we help him with all that. So what you're saying right there with the church as pastors, we ought to know. We ought to know our members. We ought to know something is going on. If we're the shepherd, we ought to know our sheep.
Can I, Dr. Mann,
Yes,
one of the things that part of the forum that we have now is that we know something is wrong. And sometimes you can know something is broke, but you don't know where it is. And part of what we want to do today is to identify some of it. We won't have all of the answers today.
Yeah.
But we want to go away with a lot of the questions. And then we will work together. Like you said, we're all tagged.
Yeah.
And between now and the next point in time that we come back together, which won't be a year from now, it'll be a lot sooner than that. We want to come back and work on some of the answers and a process in progress, and working on finding just those answers. Because a big part of our absolute in the church is the church. And so, yes, we're going to work on that, and yes, it's becoming open. No more of the lies. But I wanted to get back to what Margaret was saying, because I know that part of the legal piece with Ann going to bring to it. Yeah. But she had another piece that I wanted her to finish on with that.
Well, I had two things. One, that I so appreciate you saying that doesn't play in my church. I have the most awesome brother-in-law in the world. He is an equal partner to my sister. He has some friends that I've heard him say some awful stuff. And what I love about Tom, that I try to mirror that collaboration where I say, I love you so much, and I love you so much that I'm going to be honest with you. And I have said to him what a great man said to me one time, Gus Kaufman, who said, I walk into a room and I come with privilege at being not only a white man, but I'm tall. He said, so I even get some privilege for being tall. He said, and it's not enough for me to say, I don't want those. I don't want those. He said, what I need to say is, she gets it too. He gets it too. Whoever the others are that are not getting the privileges that I happen to be getting. And I have said to Tom, it's not enough for you to just be a stand-up guy. That you need to do what you said, and it's just so empowering for me to hear that, is to say, it's not right. It's not enough for me just to have that as my own personal belief. Men need to, and women need to say it to the men that they love and know that this is just not right. And it's not right because it's disrespectful to another human being, and it's also not right because it's diminishing your life too.